blood. If it was not for the private sector, I don't know that I would have been able to change careers and have such wonderful skills that could benefit the state of Florida. Please allow us to have a conversation moving forward on how we can help you build this state with skilled manpower under the private sector. Thank you.
Next up, we have Larry Downs Jr. We're waiting on Mr. Downs. We have Eric Gibevic waving against. We have John Meeks waving against. Amy Smith waving against. You are recognized, sir.
Thank you much. Larry Downs Jr. Plumbing LLC, because FECO matters. All right, it does matter.
I'm trying to anticipate things are going to happen in the committee meeting. I didn't see that one coming.
Well, listen, I'm a fourth generation, third generation master plumber, fourth generation plumber. My two sons are plumbers also, so 5 generations. And like the other gentleman said a few up, I thought we were about limited government, limited, but it seems like every time there's another bill come, it's about more government and more overreach and more nanny state telling us what we can do and what we can't do. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but for over a decade, for every 5 tradesmen that die or retire, there's 2 replacements here in the United States. You know, my wife's a math and science teacher, and I say, do you think these people are good at math? I mean, I don't know how we're going to keep the existing structures we have maintained if we don't get some more oomph in it. And every law that y'all make is another barrier. I'm also a business owner, Larry Downs Jr. Plumbing LLC. I'm 4th generation business owner. You know, so what we're talking about here is more encroachment. Let's just say that. Let's use something nice. More encroachment on our freedom to be able to do whatever we want. If you look through all the House bills and all the Senate bills, oh, it reeks of more and more government, you know, overreaching. And y'all know it. We all know it. Everybody knows it. We just don't know how to stop it because people can't say no. They just can't say no. And I don't know if it's lobbyists. I mean, we know a little bit about that. But I'm just saying in general, and I'm going to speak on another item here, but please, just stop making laws. We got enough already. I think we got enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Richard Decatos waving against. Forgive me if I messed that up. Looks like we have Georgie Patillo waving against. Gordon Longhofer waving against. Della Denny Abbott waving against. And that concludes our appearance cards. Members, we are in debate. Is there debate? Senator Smith in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, and I also want to apologize to Senator Masula for not having the opportunity to have a real dialogue about this bill before the committee with so many bills being heard. This bill feels a lot like a union busting bill, although it feels like a very creative union busting bill. And I say creative because I'm coming from the perspective that I feel like the legislature has done a very good job of union busting in the past, and I wasn't sure that there would be much left on the table to do that, and that's why I say that this feels like creative union busting, because I just didn't imagine that this would be a thing that could be done. I think that on the issue of the neutrality agreement, I think it's important to understand what we're talking about. So we're taking away the ability of employers to enter into these neutrality agreements if they want to be eligible for the economic development incentives. And just so that we're all on the same page, the neutrality agreement is a voluntary contract that the employer enters into with employees, where the employer is choosing not to speak on union matters. And they're doing this for a number of reasons. They want to respect the rights of union workers. They want to run the risk of being perceived as being anti-union if they do speak on the matter, because that can disrupt an otherwise harmonious workplace environment that they have, and have the freedom to not speak and maintain that neutrality right now. So by coming in and saying that we're prohibiting these neutrality agreements, the bill, it is compelling employer speech in the form of their freedom to not speak and be neutral, which is a violation of their First Amendment rights. I know that you're planning an amendment on the provision around the Attorney General's involvement in enforcement on the bill. I've seen this trend in other bills this session, and while we haven't seen the amendment yet, I have to vote on the bill as currently written, and I think this maybe new trend of bills being proposed in the legislature right now where we're putting the enforcement in the office of the Attorney General. It feels like it will be political enforcement of the issue, where the Attorney General will then, who's going to be a political actor regardless of who's elected to that position, currently unelected, that they're going to weaponize enforcement to go after political enemies. And in many cases, those political enemies are unions. So I don't know if the amendment is going to be a removal of that language of the Attorney General's involvement, or if it's just going to be a modification. But I am very concerned about that provision and that trend in bills that we've seen unrelated to this one, but also in this legislative session. So I'm going to respectfully vote no on this bill today, but look forward to working with you, Senator Masulla, to see what can be done to improve the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Yarborough. In debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just briefly, Dr. Masulla, you're very thoughtful in all the bills that you bring to us. I'll support the bill today, but I am taking into account what all of our speakers said today and appreciate that they all came to give their input. You also have a very thoughtful House sponsor, and I see that's just starting its way through the process too, so I know there'll be a lot of additional discussion. Here you'll have an amendment, so I look forward to working with you on that, and I know you'll give it the attention it needs. Thanks.
Senator Grace Davis.
Thank you so
Grace
much.
Davis, in debate.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I think it's interesting, the gentleman came and talked about all he wants is small government. And usually that is the position of the majority party with small government. But here we are. I had to present a bill, so I wasn't able to ask questions. But there's something that I heard today that I would love, Senator, for you to address in your close. The gentleman came to the microphone and said, this is a direct attack on my livelihood. And we know that we are in an affordability crisis even still. We know that Floridians are having a hard time making ends meet. So I'd love for you just to address that when you have Floridians saying that this is a direct attack on my livelihood. I'd love for the sponsor to address that statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further debate? Seeing no further debate, Senator Masulla, you recognize the close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I want to thank all the individuals that came and testified. And, you know, I want to say something about what this bill is intended to do and what it's not intended to do. It's not intended to control how businesses operate. It's intended to control how the state actually operates. So this is regulation for us, the state, in how we choose subcontractors and contractors that will get incentives from our taxpayers. Because our particular purview is how to spend those taxpayer dollars. The main intent of this bill is to look at those unions that have either a card type ballot or a secret ballot. And we would prefer those that have a secret ballot because we believe those individuals have an uncoerced choice in the matter of being a union. The issues of neutrality and the issues of subcontractors are something that I've heard very loudly, and I will work to make sure that people aren't excluded as far as apprenticeships, the small subcontractors, the individuals that have come up here today to feel that we are trying to address their livelihood. Because that is definitely not the intent of this bill, it's not my intent, and it's not the intent of what the legislation wants to actually advance. So I would ask for your favorable support today, and I will give you my promise that we will make this into a product that does exactly what it's intended to do, which is just to allow the same type of representation for the people that work with the state in these incentives as we have when we vote for absolutely anybody in office.
Thank you. Please call the roll on Senate Bill 1236.
Senator Brady
Let's
Davis.
go on.
No.
But he
Senator
promised.
Davis.
Oh.
Senator Casigli.
Yes.
Senator Mayfield.
Yes.
Senator McLean.
Yes.
Senator Smith.
No.
Senator Wright.
Yes.
Senator Yarborough.
Yes.
Senator Harrington.
No.
Yes, by your vote, show Senate Bill 1236 reported favorably.
Thank you, committee. Hope you have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next up, we'll take up tab 1, committee substitute for Senate Bill 198 by Senator Rusan. Senator Rusan, you are recognized to explain the bill.